Hey everybody. I'm actually in my tiny home, and it is I don't know if you guys ever heard of a tiny home, but my intention was to rent it out for like Airbnb or women retreat, but then COVID happened. So I have been using it to record my podcast and also do my nutritional counseling for clients and do all my private calls. So it ended up being like a she cave. That's basically what this tiny home is to me now. So it's right outside my regular home. I live in a log cabin in the Saraland Mountains of New Jersey. And so we made this tiny home, it's a little over 300 square feet, decorated sort of like a log cabin also. So I apologize for the little refrigerator over there, but this fireplace actually does give off heat, and it is actually pretty cold in New Jersey today. It's October 12th, I believe, 2020. And the reason I am coming to you today is I want to give you some substitutions for the yoga that I teach, actually for yoga in general. But I teach restorative and yin, and I intend to record some more classes on and put them on YouTube. And also I'm doing a benefit class for fundraiser to raise money for tunnels for towers or something like that. I'm going to get the name for you specifically, but in honor of my brother who served in Vietnam and who actually committed suicide from PTSD. And I want to raise money for that foundation, and I will give you all the details at a later time. But today I want to do a little short little video, substitutions you can use for the restorative yoga or even the yin yoga. And the first thing I want to talk about is a strap. Sometimes we use a strap in yin yoga, not really for the restorative yoga that I teach online, just because I try to make it as simple as I can for whoever is doing the video online on YouTube. But I have a strap here that was from my husband's robe. So it's just a belt from my husband's robe. You can use that. You can use also belts, any belt. So a belt, like these are my belts. This is the regular strap. So these are great replacements. So I know a lot of people don't want to spend the money on props. So I'm giving you some substitutions. So that is a strap. Also, in place of a bolster would be a really, really great investment to make, especially if you're practicing the yogas that I teach, the restorative and the yin. But if you don't want to splurge on a bolster, you can use pillows, you know, from couches. Just try to make sure that they're the same size, you know, and I do this pose a lot in restorative yoga, recline bound angle. So it'd be really nice if you actually got a few, 4 pillows and line them up one on top of each other. And then we just drape our bodies over. This is just one of the poses. So we give some height, and you're actually expanding in the heart a little more because you're lying on something. So it'd be really nice to have. Okay, so that would be one substitution. Also for doing child's pose, you can release over the pillows. And like I said, it'd be nice to have a couple more or even 2 more stacked up on top of each other. That's just one substitution. You can also, and what I'm sitting on, I have a mat here, a yoga mat, and then I put a yoga blanket over the mat. And in restorative yoga, not so much for yin. You can just use a mat for yin. Now, a mat's going to cost you maybe $8 if you go on Amazon. You can go definitely higher, but you can buy yourself a cheap mat. If you cannot do that, then you can put a beach towel down or whatever. But especially for restorative, you want to be really comfortable. So I put a mat down and then I put a blanket over. Hopefully you have a blanket at home and you can spread that over the mat or just use your blanket. In place of a bolster also, if you wanted to use a towel, lay the towel out and then just start folding, rolling the towel up as tight as you can. Roll, roll, roll. Like that. Do it a little neater than I am. And you see you have a little roll there. Now you could take other towels and just roll on top of there and make it nice and thick. So I actually like this idea a lot. And you can also put them together with the belts that you have, but it's really not necessary as long as you have like a roll. So you could definitely do that. Okay. As far as an eye pillow, like this is really important, I think, because even when your eyes are closed, your nervous system is still stimulated, even with your eyes closed. So especially in restorative yoga, when we do the pose and we're in the pose for 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, and especially in Shavasana, the final resting pose, you want to put something over your eyes. So easy solution, just a nice clean washcloth, just fold it up in thirds, and then you can put this over your eyes. Very easy solution. So you can use the washcloth for that. As far as blocks goes, honestly, I looked around my house. I would suggest books, nice and thick books that are the same height. I didn't have them in my home, so I couldn't even show you. But if you have books that are the same height, it's really important, especially in restorative yoga, to be even on each side. Nothing one way, nothing the other way. So same size pillows, same size books. I also thought maybe Tupperware the same size, just something that will support you especially in yin yoga. Like if we were doing a lunge like this, you want to put some props on either side, okay, that are the same height, something like that. In place of that also, you can use the pillows again. So if you just gather as many same size pillows as you have. So again, if I had a bolster or rolled up towel or a few, and then went into recline bound angle, move my pillow out of the way, we bring our feet in butterfly, our legs in butterfly, and in restorative yoga, we don't want to go for a stretch. We want to let go and relax and surrender. So those pillows would go underneath your legs, okay, in place of the blocks. All right, this is just one pose, but you can definitely improvise. Now, one thing I would say also, gather your blankets, because the elements of restorative yoga are warm, quiet, dark, still, and safe. So this is the yoga that I preach and teach to bring the nervous system down. I do teach in also, but especially in restorative yoga, you want to make sure that you are warm. And it's getting cold here in New Jersey now, so that's why I have my socks on. I'm not dark. That's one of the elements, because I want you to be able to see me. But blankets, gather your blankets when you're in a pose and you're settled in. You want to cover yourself and you want to be nice and toasty warm, because that's going to bring your nervous system down. If you are cold and frigid, you're not going to be able to relax and let go. All right, so I hope that gave you some suggestions. If you have any other questions, all my links are going to be below. And that's about it. I we'll probably do a class here in the tiny home. I know it's not a real yogi environment like my other videos that I put out that are actually in my yoga studio in my home, but the internet is better in here and I get better connection. So as long as you can see me and you can hear my voice and you can hear my love, I think that it will be very beneficial for you if I do other classes in the tiny home here. So again, the environment's not the best looking aesthetically, but you're going to be able to feel my love and warmth to you all. So I wish for you all a wonderful and blessed day. And I hope this gave you some good ideas or tips. Take care.